All right, we're here with Damien Rance, and Damien's coming off of one of his best years that he's had as a realtor. We want to get a little more knowledge about what his year looked like and what he did to have such success. So, Damien, with 2022 in the rear view, tell us a little bit about what 2022 was like for you.
2022 had its up and downs. I think it was a very important learning year for myself and a pivotal point in my career moving forward. Being able to go through some good times and then touch on some challenging aspects of the business has actually shaped and formulated my my career path and what 2023 is going to look like.
Great. And I know 2022, even though you had your best year, was not one of the best years for real estate in terms of the amount of transactions in relation to the previous years. So what do you credit to having your best year in 2022 and not some of the years previously where there was more transactions and even more opportunity than what we just had in the past year?
Yeah, I think so I entered the business in 2020 and it was very natural to do well, right? I think a lot of people in that year were, successful.
Because of the market dynamics and just the inventory.
Absolutely, and some of the systems we had in place were, very easily attainable to do well. And things shift and things pivot, and we had to pivot and learn as well. So I think that was the biggest thing for me was being able to shift, change some mindset stuff as well, including doubling down to do the same, if not a little bit more, better in regards to income and transactions and helping as many families as possible.
Great. It looked like you did a great job with your open houses. From your stats, you met 9 buyers at open houses, all with a price point of $1 million plus.
Yep.
I would imagine, is that a big focal point in your business in 2023, the open houses as well?
Absolutely, yeah. 2023 is focused on open houses as well as some other lead generation activities. I love open houses, meeting buyers, connecting, and even sellers too, but really just being able to build that relationship and connection.
Face to face, belly to belly.
Exactly, absolutely. They get to know me. It's not so much a sell, it's more of me getting to know them, but also building that relationship, them understanding who I am as a person, not just as a realtor, and then sprinkle a little bit of that in there as well.
Great. What was the biggest thing you learned in 2022 about your business?
Yeah, I think for me it was not relying on external factors to be successful. So really relying on myself, on the team, to drive our success. I think that was the biggest thing.
What would be some of the external factors that was helping you that you're mentioning that you needed to change from relying on them? What were some of those external factors?
Yes, I mean some of that was just market dynamics, whether it was the interest rates, buyer demand, inventory. There was some challenges, as well as maybe lead sources, and being dependent on those lead sources instead of being dependent on myself.
So, just to be sure that everybody understands what you're saying, I believe you're saying you wanted to become more dependent on yourself and your business by generating more stuff on your own and through your sphere versus relying on external factors of website leads and market dynamics. So the buyers picked up, so now I have business, but if the buyers pool shrinks or there's not much buyer demand, my business drops off. You're trying to get away from that and create something more sustainable?
Absolutely. Self-sustainability is what I'm trying to create and what I'm working on, especially in 2023, parts of 2022. And, I think anything else on top of that, those website leads are fantastic, but I don't want to be reliant on that. I want to have that as well. But the core foundation is predictable based on my activities and what I'm doing.
It's a beautiful thing. I always heard control what you can control and leave the rest up to,
the
rest usually makes sense. So
absolutely.
Last question for you. Getting into, what do you feel about real estate getting into 2023 and anything you'll do differently than what you did in 2022?
Yeah, I think 2023's cream's going to rise to the top. So I'm very excited. I think it's going to attract those that are going to be here for a long time and be successful in the business. And I'm going to be a part of that as well. So, some of the things that I'm doing is just expanding and continuing to double down on those lead generation activities, whether it's calling open houses, just being self-sustainable. So that's what I'm doing. I'm relying on the team to help on the back end because the workload is going to be more upfront for me, and having that team support, whether it's transaction coordination. Courtney is absolutely amazing with many things that she does. So just having the team in my back corner and supporting me is what's going to propel me.
That's awesome. Well, I think you have the fundamentals down. I believe you're clear on your vision. So I think the only way that this doesn't work is if you don't do the things that you control, like you said, and knowing who you are and what you're capable of. I think that you'll have a very good year. I think you'll do better than most because of the transition that you're embracing, and the realtor you're becoming. Because I think you're going to have a sustainable business in the future, like you're trying to create. And I'm excited to see you do that.
Likewise. Very excited.